One of the things I learned about you very early on was that you're very committed to your clients.
To be the best requires commitment, requires to care about what we do. My team is an extension of my services, of me, because I am like that. That's what I expect from them. We do whatever it takes for that client to have the best experience, and we'll take them to the finish line.
On today's episode, we're joined by Brenda Casas. Brenda has a unique story coming from Colombia to the United States, not speaking the English language, to becoming a top loan officer and one of the best in her field. Hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave me any comments that you have. Today, I have Brenda Casas with me. Brenda, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thank you, Chris,
Yes.
for having me here.
Yes, it's great to see you. So you are the #1 loan officer within this company, and you have achieved so much success even since you've been here. In the short period of time, I've watched you continue to grow your business in so many ways. So I'm going to ask you some questions. I think we really want to understand, what is it that allows you to really achieve this level of success. So the first thing I want to ask you is, in terms of your mindset, okay, when you set a goal, and I know that's important to you, you achieve that goal. How do you do that?
I think I have clear goals. I know what I want. I have that clear vision of my top priorities. And I think that's why I achieved the goal, because I know exactly what I want.
Yeah, and I think also with that comes preparation too, right? Because I know that you and Paul are always talking about business plans. So what role would you say that just that planning part goes into the success that you're achieving?
Absolutely. So every year at the end of the year, I take some time and I work on my business and personal plan, because I want to make sure I have that balance. So I have all those different areas of my life. So business, personal, healthy, travel, my family. And then I know what goal I have for every aspect, and I do my vision board.
Okay.
So I look at it like every day,
Yeah.
and I have my goals written down. So I read them, those goals, almost every day too. So it's very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you take it a step further, not just simply do you at one point in the year, because a lot of people, and I've been guilty of this as well, you sit down at the beginning of the year, you might have your New Year's resolutions, and you set a list of goals, and then you never look at it again, right? But for you, it's different. Where did you learn to take this type of an approach?
Where?
Yeah, how did you learn to do it this way?
A lot of coaching,
Okay.
seminars, books, and it's just applying. I think that's the hardest part, because I think a lot of people, me, I had that information before, but like being able to apply that is the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Being
So
committed to it
yeah.
and actually having the follow through.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting, because as I said, I think that's where the disconnect happens. Is most people, they may do that work up front, but then the day to day, you're saying your vision board, reading these goals to yourself, just reinforcing that for you, I think is obviously very successful for you.
Yes.
What would you say, if I was to follow you around all day, what would I find as your most maybe defining personality trait?
You mean like during the day?
Yeah. So what is it about you? Like, what would I notice in terms of your personality? What would be something that would stand out to me as a personality trait that you might have?
Yeah, I love what I do. I have this determination to do my best, and because I have those clear goals, I know what I want to achieve. So, and I'm very organized. Like my morning routine is the same every single day.
Yeah. Would people say that you're tough?
Yeah, that I'm very strict.
Okay. So is it that because you have a vision for the way that you want things to be done, and you are very strict about sticking to that? Is that your approach to maybe basically leadership within your team?
Yes, I think we want to be the best, and to be the best requires commitment requires to care about what we do and effort, going that extra mile. And I expect that from my team,
Yeah.
not less than the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know one of the things I learned about you very early on was that you're very committed to your clients, right? I mean, they are very important to you, and you've worked very hard on any. It doesn't matter if it's the smallest loan or the largest loan. You give it everything that you have, and so that expectation you also have for your team.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. My team is an extension of my services, of me. So, because I am like that, that's what I expect from them. And people that are in my team, they care about those clients. We do whatever it takes for that client to have the best experience, and we'll take them to the finish line.
Mm.
And our realtors as well. We take that very, very seriously.
Yeah. So where does that come from? Where did you gain that personality trait, that commitment to your clients? Where does that come from for you?
I think since I was little,
Okay.
I remember when I was a teenager, I always wanted to have like my own company. I want to have that, like to have control of something and do something big. And I had this opportunity to help people. And that comes from like the opportunity. I think I'm very, very lucky to be able to have found what I do,
Hmm.
because it's like it works amazing. I help people. It's like I'm independent. I can make my decisions. I can help other people in my team to grow and learn. So I'm just lucky to do that, but it's because I had that goal and that dream
Yeah.
since I was a teenager.
So you've always been focused on being an entrepreneur, having your own business, being a leader of some type, and that started for you as a teenager. Were you involved in sports or anything like that when you were a teenager?
Yes, yes, sports and seeing opportunities, um, very competitive and
Were
failing.
were your parents that way as well?
Mm, I don't know. My mom is very resourceful and also doing her best, and she loves to help. Maybe that comes from my mom.
Okay, great. So as far as your team is concerned, how do you, basically in a very challenging business, in a very, there's lots of stress, obviously. How do you keep them motivated on a daily basis?
They have to know our values, like our mission. Why why we do what we do? What is the reason? What is our purpose? Um, the core values, who we are. We are we care, yeah, our core values. They know our core values, and also their calendars. We are very organized. Every morning we have a daily meeting and we go over all our calendars so we know how our day is gonna look.
Is your team, are they receptive to that, or is this something that takes constant coaching for you?
I think they are receptive,
Hmm.
because I feel like they see results and they know that we are successful, and they see all those happy stories from our clients, so they understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
So switching gears a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about sacrifice. Obviously, our business takes some sacrifice, great sacrifice in many cases. Um, what sacrifices have you made over the years, and would you say it was worth it?
Yes, yes, a lot of sacrifices. You are right, a lot of discipline. Um, and I think it's worth it because you see the results. Success doesn't come immediately. It's the journey, and is all those tough moments. Our job is very stressful. So, but then I feel like I'm getting better and better as a person and as a leader because of those experiences. And I have had a lot of like tough moments, but that's what it takes to learn
Hmm.
and just keep going.
How do you push through those tough moments? So rejection, obviously, disappointment in our business, it happens all the time, every day. It can. how do you push through and stay positive and stay focused?
And I think it has been very hard, but I guess it's going back to what I want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
What doesn't kill me make me stronger, and that passion and that purpose that I have to make it work, to become for us to become the best team. Like the best team is enough for me to keep going. And yeah, so I just exercise. So I just read books and go for a run,
Yeah.
or meditate, or find a coach that can help me to go through that.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. So for you, it's having some sort of a method to push through those things. So exercise, and I know you're a runner. You just recently completed the New York Marathon, right? That's incredible.
Thank you.
Coaching, you mentioned that as well. So what role has coaching or mentorship played in your career?
Oh, absolutely. It's accountability. When you have a coach, when you found a coach that you respect, you wanna keep up with their expectations. It's accountability. I found out that I have all the answers inside me, but a coach, if they can understand, they keep you to moving forward.
As far as the business in general, we all have fears, we all have concerns. What is your biggest fear in the business? Do you have anything that keeps you up at night, that worries you about our business?
No, just my only worry is like I cannot close a loan, or like that's like the day by day. I think we cannot control the market. We can create our own market. Opportunities are always there. So my only fear is that how can I keep getting a better leader and empowering my team so we can serve more clients and help real estate agents to create their market.
So you talked a lot about serving your clients. So who do you feel is your clientele? Obviously, you're bilingual, right?
Yes.
Do you speak more than one or two languages?
No.
Spanish and English. Okay.
Yes.
So do you focus on that community, or for you, is it doesn't matter?
No, it doesn't matter, but I feel like there is a connection with the Hispanic community, and because we are willing to go that extra mile. I think I am a hard worker.
Okay.
I don't care if I have to work the 3 times harder than any other loan officer, but we do. We work very hard on our clients, but it's a perfect um, match because they need us. And then in return, our clients are very loyal and they appreciate us, and they just come back and refer us people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
So for you, it's that commitment to really anybody who needs help, and that's a common theme in our business. Most people who are very good at this business, they enjoy that part of helping people, and obviously, that's something that's very important to you.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
How do you blend the kind of the relationship part and building that with your customers, but also the numbers part of that, right? So you have two roles, really, the way that I see it. You have to build the relationship with them. You have to be their friend, their psychologist, but yet you also have to ask very difficult questions, right? You have to talk to them about their money, about their bank accounts, their credit. How do you blend those two things in your business?
Yes, I think for me that's it's very easy when after I have the relationship with them, numbers, it comes very natural, because when I'm with a client, they trust me, and they trust me because when I'm looking at them, um I it's like it's for me. I wouldn't present something to them that I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yep.
So I think they can feel it, and just they go with it. But yeah, numbers is like a little bit of secondary.
Yeah, you're right. I think that's a great point, and something to really, really hone in on is the relationship part of it. And I've seen that since you and I have worked together, is that you do an amazing job at building those relationships. Give me some key pointers to building those relationships. How do you build? Because it's not just about a number of relationships. You want to have deep relationships, people that are committed to you, right? How do you
Yes.
do that?
I have learned that this asking questions, I I ask a lot of questions. I see somebody and they have always their answers. And it depends. When it's a client, I ask questions, a lot of questions, so I can find their need
Okay.
and what is important for them. And if it's real estate agents as well, I feel like even you work with people that you like, everybody's different. So at this point, I work with people that we have a connection.
Okay.
And then when we have a connection and things in common, it's easy to develop those relationships. And then we just have to maintain them.
How do you handle a situation where maybe you're working with someone and you realize that this is not a fit? How do you handle that?
I just let it go.
Don't answer the phone the next time that they call.
No, but I'm very sincere. Sometimes I said, hey, like probably I'm not, I'm not the best loan officer for you. We are not the best options. So why don't you go and find a second opinion? So I'll be fine and then I can help you. Yes.
What about with your real estate agents? How do you build those quality relationships with the realtors that you get business from?
Same thing, I think, is finding those people with your same core values. And those relationships are very successful because we trust, there is trust. And I want to add value to those relationships. They know I work hard for their clients. I understand them. And then I feel like they can see that
Okay.
they can count on me. I care.
What is it about your personality that they like so much?
So they like I'm very resourceful. I look for solutions and communication. We have a lot of communication, and also I answer the phone and I care. And again, if I say that I'm gonna close the loan, I close the loan.
Yeah. What challenges do you think you may have faced being from Colombia, being here in this country? First of all, just adapting to a new country and then coming into a very difficult business. Would you say the biggest challenge has been for you in your career?
The language. I came to the States without speaking any English.
Okay.
So at first that was challenging. And being a leader, like be a manager, hiring the right people, understand what does it take to be a good leader, making faster decisions.
Okay.
I take too long to act. So then
Yeah, but that is a never-ending process. I said recently on a podcast that I was on that I just became a good leader a few years ago. It took me years, and I think I will probably say that a few more years from now, that I just became a good leader, and I think that's something we always strive for. But was there a moment in which you realized, like, "Hey, I'm a good leader. I can do this."
yes, I have been working on it. It has been a process. I work a lot on that. Every day I work on that with my affirmations since I started the day. So, but I know that I can lead because I'm seeing better results. I believe in myself. I choose to trust my decisions. And then I guess it was not about them, it was more about me. So, yes, so that has been the things that thing changed.
Yeah, so you hold yourself accountable. Are you hard on yourself? Are you tough on yourself?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And give me an example.
I can have a great meeting, and sometimes I'm like, "Oh my God, was that too tough? It was probably too much?" But I know it wasn't because they need somebody to lead. We have to um, just correct the process. Somebody has to tell them if something is not working. So, but I'm hard on myself.
Yeah.
I feel bad about that. I don't like anybody to feel bad.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I understand what you mean, but the good thing, you have high expectations of others, but also of yourself. Probably more. Probably, right? The expectations you have on yourself are even greater than those you have on others, which is why you're successful.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Brenda, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. But I do have to ask you one more question. Okay, so I usually end with this. What advice would you give somebody who was just coming into the mortgage business? What would be the best advice that you could give them?
I will say get a coach, know what they want, do a business plan, and be very, very disciplined with the calendar, and believe that all the opportunities are there. There are opportunities. It's not the market. And yeah.
Yeah, those are all the things that have been important to you, and obviously things that have worked very well for you and your business. So congratulations to you on all your success.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and thank you for being here today with me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.